What's going on, everyone? Donovan here with another life page. And I just want to throw this disclaimer out there. Remember, these are according to my memories. So don't get offended. Don't want to add your 2 cents. It's from my perspective, from my memories. So remember that as I share these. And I say that because some people will look at these and they'll remember things, and of course they'll remember them from their angle, from their perspective, and I understand that. But this is from my perspective. So, and I want to really put that out there because I'm about to start sharing some life pages about some of my boys, some of my partners that I met throughout the years that had an impact on my life, and this one in particular. We'll call this the story of Crazy Joe. Life pages, the story of Crazy Joe. Crazy Joe. And I say that because at one point in my life, I worked construction, believe it or not. I worked construction, and I worked with this small contractor. We used to go into Woolworth stores. Yeah, I said that, Woolworth. And clean out, do demolition work, strip the floors and things like that. We used to do all types of demolition and construction work and janitorial work for different companies. And that's where I met Crazy Joe. One of the reasons I call him Crazy Joe is because at work, at the workplace, he's very diabolical, very systematic with demolition. He'd be schooling me on, okay, we're not going to hit the wall that way. We're going to hit it this way. So we're gonna work smart so that we hit one part of the wall, the rest can pretty much cave in as long as we're out the way. So I learned those things from him at work, but off work, me and him, we hung out, and he used to come by. Uh, Joe was known by some members of my family, and at that time I was living in Highland Park, and came out of the house, scooped me up, and he knew some of my people, um, so that was cool. But we used to hang out, and we weren't like clubbing or anything. We were just hanging out, just riding through the city, and visiting these girls he knew. So those 2 points I would share about Crazy Joe. Um, Driving through the city. Now, for those who live in Detroit, who've lived in Detroit, you're familiar with Lodge Freeway. Number 10, ripping all through the city, and that's how you get around the city, Lodge Freeway. Um, so, Crazy Joe would have this pet peeve about driving. He wouldn't want anyone tailgating him, driving up close on him on his bumper. That would really irritate him. So one day, we're about to hit the Lodge Freeway. We get halfway down the ramp, and he's like looking behind him, and looking behind the mirror, in the rearview mirror, and he stops the car. He parks the car. He jumps out of the car and goes behind us. Now, I didn't look back to see who he was addressing, but I can hear him basically telling the person where they get off his butt. And I'm just saying it in the nice terms. You know what the word is, but just telling him to get off his butt. Comes back to the car, gets in the car, and we hit the freeway. Now, I'm so glad that, because I don't know who it was, whether it was a woman or what, I would not try that on any day, anywhere. Even though I got some brothers who, I got some brothers back in the day. They have done that besides Joe. So that was one incident, and the second incident, I even wrote a poem about it because it stayed in my mind for so long, and it's still in my mind today. That's why I got to share it. But you have some friends who think they're the player, or they got so many of this and so many of that. So he went to go visit this girl that he knew. And before we went to go visit, before we even pulled up in the driveway, he kind of gave me the heads up, saying, "Hey, I want to warn you before we go up in this house. Girl got roaches." And I didn't think nothing of it. I thought he was playing. Um, but he said, "Yeah, she got roaches. So go up in here and be aware of that." So we walk up, knock on the door. She answers the door. It's a little side door, and the houses at that time, you go in the side door, the stairs to the basement straight ahead. You got the two stairs going up to the kitchen and that door. So she was standing in the door, the kitchen, and we were standing in the little foyer area before you got down the basement stairs. And this scene was hilarious, guys, because he's looking at her. He's doing the LL Cool J. I mean, seriously, he's just looking at her like with these eyes, and she looking at him. And I'm trying not to laugh inside. I'm just seriously I'm just like, man, let me out of here. But anyway, while I'm just watching them interact, I see a brown brother on the wall. I see Roach on the wall. And I don't like the Brown brothers. I don't like roaches. I'm sorry, I don't. And actually, I don't apologize. I don't like roaches. Um, so the Brown brother was on the wall. And so Crazy Joe was talking to the young lady. And I'm like, well, since they're so into each other, and this thing on the wall is getting on my nerves, I'm gonna, incognito, I'm gonna just, like hit the wall, let it fall, so I can stomp on it, and or I can crunch it quietly. How about that? And so that's what I did. It was a trash can right there, and uh, the roach fell and he hit the floor, and I just, incognito, I just, subtly, try to quietly kill the roach, step on the roach, crunch it, stomp it. And no, she didn't. The young lady said, "Don't kill my roach." And I just kind of looked at her like, "Are you crazy?" And Crazy Joe kind of turned around like, and after a while, I remember leaving. We were leaving, and I was like, "Man, don't bring me over here anymore. Don't put me in a situation like that anymore. I'm not gonna play it cool. I'm not gonna hide the fact that I don't care for the Brown brothers. I don't care for the roaches." And so I think afterwards I shook my clothes and things like that, and just to make sure I didn't bring any home myself. And but yeah, those are some times of just hanging with Crazy Joe, one of my boys from the brotherhood back in the day. Yeah, and I wanted to share that because I know that some of us have friends that they're definitely not like us, but we hang around them, and we know that we can get into certain situations that may be tricky, maybe not our cup of tea, so to speak. Like him going to visit this girl in a roach infested house. I wasn't cool with that. And you know, if it was other two songs out that I'm thinking about, then I would have made my own spoof. Like if Jay-Z song was out, I would have been like, I'm a crunchy baby. I just want you to know, if you got them roaches, they gonna have to go. Oh, something like that, or even like Mystical. Shake your things. you know, shake your things. Don't want no bugs. Shake your things. I don't want no roaches. Shake your things. Don't want no bugs. Shake your things. I don't want no roaches. Something like that. But yeah, that was those memories of hanging with Crazy Joe. I have to share them because looking back on it, it makes me think about convictions and compromises. And why do I say that? Because we had these convictions of how we're gonna live our lives or whatever, and then we make these compromises. Some are good and some are bad. And I was thinking about Crazy Joe and his convictions about you don't want nobody on your tail driving. He jumps out the car and confronts that person. That's a dangerous situation. You don't know what somebody got. You come running up on them in their car. Detroit otherwise too. So yeah, that, and then the compromise, um, and not in a good way, but you want to get with this girl and she got roaches. That's a red flag right there. But what kind of compromise is that? Um, it also makes me think about the movie Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. There will be consequences and repercussions, with the things that you do. Um, but guys, that's my life story for today. Sharing something from the Tales of the Brotherhood, Crazy Joe. Some things that kind of stood out hanging with him at that time, and definitely share comments what you think about this one, and even some stories of just your boys, just crazy times with them, and what you learned from it. But anyway, that's my life page for today, guys. Remember, if you like the content, like, comment, subscribe, and as I come out with videos, you'll be the first to know. Donovan out. Peace.